Hi there, thanks for stopping by. Over the years, I've heard many people complain about their struggles in getting eggs to peel nicely after they're hard-boiled, especially farm fresh eggs. So what I'm going to do today is share with you one of the easiest ways that I have found to make farm fresh eggs that peel nicely. And we're going to do it in the Instapot. In addition, we'll be making pickled beet eggs and jalapeno eggs. So follow along. Let's get started. Okay, the first thing that we'll do is to add our 1 cup of water, at least 1 cup of water. You could go a little more. And then I have this insert that is for eggs. The handle's up. And I have 2 dozen farm fresh eggs. I'm going to try to get most all of them in there. You just don't want them to touch the side. Okay, now I'm going to put the lid on and make sure it's on sealing. And then I'm going to push the egg button. If you don't have an egg button, you can just push manual and then go down to 5 minutes. But I'm going to go ahead and push the egg button, and then it will pressurize and cook the eggs, and then we'll do a fast release when it's done. So we'll come back when they're done. Okay, our eggs are done, and I will shut it off. Handy steam releaser so that it will protect our cupboards from getting all steamy. So I'll turn that on. Okay, then I will carefully place these into ice water, and they'll sit in the ice bath for about 10 or 15 minutes. Okay, we'll come back when they have cooled off. Okay, the best way I have found is to just roll the egg, crack it a little bit, and then peel it under the water. Get the water underneath that shell, and then between the shell and the membrane usually separates nicely. Oh, unless you scratch it with your nail. So we'll go ahead and peel the rest of these, and then I will come back and show you what we'll do with the rest of them. The eggs turned out really nice. As you can see, they just peeled really nice. There were 2 that are a little wonky here. This one cracked in the water as it was cooking, so he came out a little funky looking, but he'll work out fine. And then this one, I didn't get enough water underneath as I was peeling, and so I did peel off some of the egg part. So now we'll go ahead and make our pickled beet eggs and our jalapeno eggs. Okay, to make the pickled beet eggs, we will need our boiled eggs, of course, that are cooled, and then we will need 2 cans of beets, and you can do your own, you can do fresh if you want. We'll need about 1 cup of apple cider vinegar, 1 cup of sugar, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And we'll go ahead and put these ingredients, the sugar, the salt, and the vinegar, and then some of the beet juice in a saucepan, and we'll heat that. This will be the brine. We'll heat that until it boils, just to dissolve the sugar. So we'll set that aside for a minute, and what I'll do is put the eggs in our jars. It's nice to have the wide mouth. I don't have a real large wide mouth, so I'm using 2 smaller. So I'm gonna do maybe about 7. And then I'm going to add some beets. I'm not going to pour the whole jar in because we don't really like the beets. We just like the flavoring. And you don't have to add sugar at all if you don't want to. My husband eats these and he loves them with sugar. So that's why I make them with sugar. I'll pour all the juice into the saucepan after I drain them. Almost there. Okay, our brine is still hot, but I can go ahead and pour it over the eggs. You just want to cover the eggs completely. But you do want to let them cool completely before you put them in the fridge. You should wait at least 2 or 3 days before trying them. Otherwise, they won't have their full flavor. And they will be good for at least a month in the refrigerator. But they do have to be refrigerated. So I'll go ahead and let these cool, then put the lids on them and pop them in the fridge. Okay, what we need for the jalapeno eggs are about 12 hard-boiled eggs. I have 8 here. That'll be just fine. And then we need 1/2 teaspoon of peppercorns. We need 1/2 teaspoon of mustard seed. And 1 cup of apple cider vinegar, 1 cup of water, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. You can add more salt if you like. And we have 2 pretty large jalapenos sliced. I have the seeds in because we want it to be spicy. We have 2 cloves of garlic and about 1/2 of an onion sliced. You don't have to add the onion if you don't want. And you can add more garlic if you like. My husband's not crazy about garlic, so we're just going to do 2. And then I'm going to add some red pepper flakes, and that is just optional. I'm just going to add it for additional heat. So what I'll do first, we're just going to put in the cider vinegar, the water, and the salt, and then we're going to just heat that until it boils, and then we're going to pour it over our eggs. So this is the brine. I was trying to cram everything into 1 jar and it's just not going to work. So I'm going to put it in 2 jars here. So I went ahead and just put everything in a bowl, and then I'll put it in 2 containers here. That will make it so much easier. Now I'll put our brine over the top of both of these. Now ideally you want the eggs to be completely covered by the brine. So I decided to just make a little bit more brine to top these off so that the eggs are completely covered. So they're going to go in the fridge. We'll try them in about 7 days. Okay, it has been about 6 days since we made our jalapeno eggs and our beet eggs. And so I have a taste tester here. I don't really like either one of them, but he does. So
I do.
He's going to taste them and let you know how they are.
Here we go. First, the jalapeno, which is my favorite. It needs more jalapeno.
Okay. Okay. That's good to know. Okay, so I will go ahead and add more jalapenos and more of the pepper flakes in there to make it a little spicier.
Yeah.
And it has only been 6 days. You should wait about 7 days, but we'll go ahead and do that and then try again. So now the pickled
eggs.
Yeah.
They're my favorite too. Those are really good. They're ready now. I think I found some dessert.
So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for joining the video. And please like and subscribe to the channel. All the recipes and instructions are down below. Come back again. See you soon. And I will shut it off and put on a little handy steam releaser. I'm not going to pour the whole jar in because we don't really like the beets. We just like the flavoring. Now to get the rest of this ingredients off the counter here.